I used to be really skinny, as in, you might even mistake me for a skeleton skinny. I really didn't even like myself. I didn't respect myself. I didn't think that I was even good looking, for example. I really didn't like myself. And even though I didn't like myself, I still didn't do anything about it. Even though I thought I was really skinny, I still didn't do anything about it. So there's a clear problem, but yet I didn't do anything about it until I think eighth grade when I finally started to work out. It took me essentially all of middle school and even elementary school to actually start working on myself. I only got there because there was the clear difference between myself and other kids my age. I was much skinnier than anyone else my age. I only actually got up off my butt and did something because of the clear discrepancy and of the clear shame that I would feel. I only changed because the positives of changing outweighed the negative. And this is where I want to go into this video is that I want to show you why you procrastinate even though you know it would actually help your life to not procrastinate. And I'll also tell you a little mindset that will help you to stop. The biggest thing that I had to realize recently actually was that procrastination works like a scale that has weight and balances out, but it balances itself with positives and negatives. So the positives are the reasons for why you should do something. So you should lose weight because you look better, you'll feel better, and you can literally breathe better. But on the negatives, you have to work hard, you have to sweat, you have to get sore, you have to get off the couch, right? The negatives outweigh the positives, and that's why you don't change. If the scale is like this, with the negatives outweighing the positives up here, you won't change. Even though there's a very good reason you should change, it's still getting outweighed. Imagine you have to lose 10 pounds versus 100 pounds. Whenever you want to lose 10 pounds, you just gained a little bit of extra weight. The scale is still like this. The scale is still being outweighed by the negatives. You still don't want to get out of bed. You still don't want to get off the couch. But the moment that you hit 100 pounds, the scale finally tips over and the positives, the reason for why you really should lose that 100 pounds, finally becomes more clear than the negatives. That's why it is honestly easier to lose 100 pounds than 10 pounds, because the discrepancy is so much clearer. You honestly start removing the reasons for why you shouldn't do it. Like at this point, you're gonna die early if you don't do it. That's such a big positive reason that it gets outweighed. The negatives get outweighed by the positives. And we can use this to our advantage, but only if you understand why this metaphor works. This metaphor works because the scale starts out negatively biased. You're biased towards not wanting to do something. Your brain isn't made for living, it's made for survival. So it wants you to get the bare minimum biological needs, and then after that it essentially wants you to just lay on the couch all day and do nothing. We don't want to live like that. And so everything else comes from the positives. The positives is our goals, our dreams, ambitions. But the reason for why it starts out so heavily weighed against us, not only our biology, but also our fears. Our fears of change, but not our fear as we know it. It's not like you're afraid of heights or afraid of the dark. It's not our fear. It's procrastination's fear. Procrastination is like a living organism. It's like a living thing that's in your brain. Any living thing, the first rule of any living thing is that it doesn't want to die. Any living thing wants to stay alive, whether it be a plant, an animal, or anything in between. It wants to stay alive. And it's the same with procrastination. That little part of your head that's held you back for months, years, just wants to stay alive. And it stays alive by your dreams dying. It stays alive, and because it stays alive, your goals, your dreams wither away, they die away. Because it wants to save itself, it's like it wants to survive itself, your goals and dreams die off. Procrastination is afraid of itself dying. Procrastination, you procrastinate, but the reason for it is that it doesn't want you to stop procrastinating. Because if you stop procrastinating, procrastination dies. It seems really weird that I'm trying to personify procrastination, but I promise you, go along with this and you'll try to understand what I mean by this. That means that anytime you procrastinate, that little voice in your head got too antsy. It got too scared that you might actually start doing something with your life. I just want you to internalize this. Procrastination lives by killing off your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, anything that you want. It lives by killing off those things. If you want to be a good speaker like I do, it kills off those things. It doesn't want you to change. It's afraid of you changing and actually getting better. I honestly want you to internalize that. Anytime you feel like you want to procrastinate or you do end up procrastinating, it's not a problem with you. You're not the problem when you procrastinate. It's that little thing in your head, little creature in your head that doesn't want you to succeed or do anything with your life because it just wants to stay alive. That's all it wants to do. It doesn't want to make you better. It doesn't want to even make itself better. It just wants to stay alive. And so by you procrastinating, your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, they're slowly fading away. And the opposite is true. For your dreams and goals to live, procrastination has to die. So out of these two, which one do you prefer? Because you have the choice here. It's not a thing like procrastination is controlling your mind. It's just another voice in your head, as well as all the other voices like laziness or hunger or anything like that. It's just another voice in your head. And I'm not trying to talk voice in your head like schizophrenia or anything like that. I'm saying just another thing or another emotion, another feeling in your head. But you get to choose which one to listen to. So anytime you feel like you want to get procrastination, you want to not do something that you said you would, remember this. Procrastination lives by killing off your dreams.